and then do pullovers. Hello all. So today I want to focus on anchored or static hold movements. So what that means is I'm going to hold either the kettlebell or whatever weight that I have uh, static or in a certain position, and do something else with the other hand for most of the exercises. So as usual, I'm going to do supersets or trisets or whatever, and within each group I'm going to have at least one or two movements that revolve around the concept of holding one weight in place while the other hand does something else. So for the first set of movements, doing a kettlebell and steel club thing. So in one hand I'm going to hold my 79.4 pound kettlebell in a suitcase hold, while the other hand has a pullover. Looks like this. Going for 8. Oh, switching sides. Oh, then going to superset that with 10 steel mace 360s with my 25-pound mace. So this doesn't follow the static hold or anchored concept, but like I said, it's only going to be one, at least one of the exercises in each group that's going to have that anchor or static hold concept. So yeah, this is what I'm doing for now. As for why a static hold concept, well, like whatever. So first off, in this case, just like holding the kettlebell in suitcase hold, there's an offset load. So like in one case, the steel club is on this side and the kettlebell is on the other side. There's just like the way your body is loaded is so awkward, which forces a bunch of stabilizers and the core to have to work a lot harder to maintain the center of balance. Plus, the total number of muscles now involved in the exercise increases by a lot. So if I wasn't holding something, my traps wouldn't be involved, my arms, my forearms of the opposite hand wouldn't be involved. So a couple of things happen. So first off, you train a lot of core and stabilizers by doing this. The other thing is, by increasing the total number of muscles involved, you make it a more full body movement, which results in more growth hormone release. Then also the total amount of weight within the movement. So in one case, if I was just doing the pullover, it would be 25 pounds. But by holding the 80-pound kettlebell, now that's additional weight that my body has to experience. So yeah, just and that results to better strength adaptation. So yeah, just from that concept, this anchor static hold thing is good. And overall, like let's say you were walking somewhere with a suitcase in hand, and maybe you have I don't know, something else you have to carry on your shoulder, or even like a big mug of water or something. That's essentially kind of a similar position as this, but granted the weights in those instances would never be that high. But I guess the idea that I'm trying to present is, very often one side of the body is doing one thing and the other side of the body is doing other things. And so by doing this kind of stuff, it probably helps that system. At least that's my thought process. My concept is train your body in every which way it can be used, and the likelihood that you preserve those capacities for a longer period of time increases, which should, in theory, help with longevity and preserving the ability to have all those skills. In any case, this is what I'm doing for now, 4 to 5 sets, then on to the next thing. For the next set of things, using my 35-pound kettlebell, 25-pound club, and 15-pound mace. So keeping with the anchoring or static hold concept, initially I was holding the kettlebell in a suitcase hold. Now I'm going to do it in a rack position. So what I'm going to do is first clean the kettlebell and get it to shoulder rack, and then get the club and do a pullover, shoulder press, pullover, shoulder press. I'm going to do this 5 times. Oh, switching sides. Ah, made a mistake. I made a mistake. Oh. So there, I'm doing the pullover while the kettlebell is in rack position, which again is, a unique contraction. This is my first time performing this movement, so it's definitely something like brand new that my body has never done before. And I imagine that the way the muscles have to be recruited in order to perform the movement successfully is probably, interesting for my body to experience, which will result in some sort of development. In any case, now I'm going to hold it in overhead position and then do pullovers. While performing that, I feel the stabilizers on both sides. Like when I say stabilizers, like you feel certain muscles just twitch, and it's like contracting just to, it seems like to keep me in alignment. So yeah. Then with my 15-pound mace, just doing single hand 360s for 10 each side. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing for now. On to the next thing. So for the next set of movements, I'm going to perform the static hold with the club bell. So I'm going to hold the club in order position. So this forces the shoulders, biceps, and forearms, and a bunch of other muscles to stay active, but primarily those. And do single arm upright rows with the kettlebell. Going for 8 on each side. Switching sides. Then with the kettlebell, I'm going to do 10 around the world. Switching sides. Then going to do 10 halos going each side. Oh, so yeah, doing these for now. So let's say you don't have the stuff that I have and want to implement a similar concept of like static hold, whatever. Like even in a regular gym, you can like, let's say you're doing a dumbbell curl, you hold the dumbbell kind of halfway through, maybe do shoulder presses with the other hand, and then switch hands and do the same. Like this concept can be applied to pretty much all different kinds of exercises. It's just that I already work out with like a bunch of unconventional stuff, and then to add to it, I'm performing the static hold concept. I think it gives rise to like really unique combinations. For example, the steel club pullover doesn't quite match anything that you do at the gym, and to combine like a static hold with it, I think gives rise to a really unique movement pattern. In any case, that's just something that I was thinking about. On to the next thing. So for the next thing, with the steel club, I'm going to be doing the static hold with the steel club again. This time I'm going to keep it in pullover position the entire time, and do shoulder presses with the kettlebell. So it looks like this. Getting the kettlebell to rack. And the steel club stays in pullover position. And shoulder press. Going for 10. Being in that position is like extremely uncomfortable. And by uncomfortable, I don't mean painful. It's like, it's a position where my body seems to have really tough time just like staying in that position. I guess maintaining balance, but I don't necessarily feel like I'm going to tip over, but to like maintain structural integrity in that position is quite hard. And so I have to imagine that performing the movement will train my body to be in that position, which will probably make all these stabilizers and stuff extremely strong, or at least that's what I hope. Oh. Yeah, that's quite hard. And then with my 15-pound mace, I'm going to do 10 to 2s for 15 on each side. So yeah, this is what I'm doing for now, and this will probably be it for the static hold movements. And yeah, it'll probably be it for the workout as well. This was my third set, going to do one more. Yeah, tomorrow back to, or this video comes out tomorrow, but for me, tomorrow is back to the work days. So yeah, let's see what happens. Anyway, that's all for today's video. See you all tomorrow.